Have you ever been in a position where you've received a prophetic word or a prediction from someone or been curious about it? Let's have a look and see how that can actually impact your life. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Gemma Lonsdale and it is so good to have you here. And today I really wanted to help take you on a little bit of a journey here to understand how you should be reacting to the predictions and the prophecies that people do give you as an individual. Now, whenever we receive information from a person that is well known, is highly esteemed, their words have weight. They really do carry weight, whether it is a situation where you have received information from this person before yourself, or perhaps a friend has and you know how accurate it was with them, or perhaps they're really well known in the media, on social media, and have a platform that they operate from themselves. It is very important to pay attention to your own guidance system as well. Now, the words that someone can give you can have an incredibly positive impact on your life. They can absolutely help you change your life for the better, but it's not always the case, okay? So I wanted to look at both scenarios here so you can be aware whenever you are on your journey of spiritual seeking and of connecting with God on a deeper level. So let's have a look at the negative part of it first. I came across a piece of content recently on TikTok. Full disclosure, I don't know any of these people. I'm not going to use names, but you may have seen the snippet yourself. I am summarising as well here and making probably some assumptions and some faux pas along the way. The piece of content that I had seen was a lady who had been dating a man who had received a prophetic word from a very well-known prophet who was operating within a particular church or as part of a particular church, a well-known church. And in this message, God was giving her to this man. And then later on and when, they got married, and from my understanding of what she had posted about, it was an abusive relationship. And I'm assuming that she stayed partially because it was God's will, or she believed that it was God's will. Now, my heart goes out to her, first of all, because I can't even begin to imagine what it is that she has been through. I can't begin to put my feet in her shoes. But it really does raise the question, the important point of the importance of our own discernment. And it's really important that we're aware of how much power we give to other people's words, regardless of the source of it or where it's coming from. Because there is no prophet, psychic, medium, tarot reader, intuitive, whatever label you want to put on there, parents even, there is no one person in this world that can override or that should be able to override your own discernment. Regardless of what you believe about how well, you're connected spiritually, or your lack of connection and your lack of prophetic gifts, we all have our intuition. Now, for some people, that's not as well tuned as what it should be, but that is what you need to lean on. And this is what you should be listening to. You will always get the right information for you. And you should never override that and put your faith in the words of another person. It doesn't matter how esteemed they are, how accurate they've been in the past. Always trust your own discernment. But there are really positive upsides as well, because you might receive a message or a prophetic word of something that you think is out of reach for you, and all of a sudden that's given you the confidence that, actually, I should just reach a little bit higher and remove some of those limiting thoughts and limiting beliefs that I have. Or perhaps you're going through something at the moment and you're striving for something and they're telling you that it's going to come to fruition, and it gives you that confidence and that reassurance and that guidance really that it is all going to fall into place. So you just needed that little bit of encouragement to keep on going. Sometimes it's a case of receiving a message or a vision of the future that you don't quite connect with yet. And just because it doesn't necessarily resonate with you at that time doesn't mean that it isn't accurate and that it's not going to come to pass. Sometimes, and this is where it's important to distinguish between your discernment and just something that doesn't quite fit just yet. Sometimes it's a version of you in the future that you are evolving into that will connect with that message. And what is happening in that moment is that the seed is being planted. Okay, so it's really important to be able to tell the difference between the discernment of no, that's just not right, but it's a positive message, and also between you being told that something should be when you're really feeling like no, this isn't right, this shouldn't be happening. So there are three things that I really want you to take on board from today. The first one is that a message or a word from someone else should never override your own intuition or your own discernment. So always trust yourself first and foremost. Number two, a message can have the power to help you create your best life, but it's really important to remember that you also have choices as well. And number three, you may be getting a glimpse into a future version of you that just doesn't connect with where you are right now, but it will all come into fruition at the right time.